You know, we're on a life and death errand here. And if I'm not willing to change and adapt and move forward as needed, you know, then I'm going to stay in the same place always. And I don't necessarily want to stay in the same place, especially when it's that painful.
Yeah.
You know, that's for sure. And so if, you know, I'm back at square one where just like, you know, I was trying to get sober at one time.
Yeah.
That was my main goal with getting into recovery, was to get sober. And I was willing to do just about anything to get sober. And now I'm trying to stay sane.
Yeah.
You know, not just stay sober, but stay sane and be happy and have serenity in my life. And I'm willing to do just about anything for that, because I don't know if I can emphasize enough how painful it was to be almost 10 years sober and be in that much mental anguish, right? And so if you tell me that God is the cure for that, okay, I'm gonna shut the fuck up and give it an honest try.
Right.
You know, and that's one of the big things, the big problems that I've always had with the God idea is my fear of being sincere. You know, I've said many times on the show, I don't get to fake my sobriety.
Yeah.
You know, they say fake it till you make it, or borrow my God until you find your own, or those kind of things. And for me, like, sincerity is key, right? However, I can't emphasize enough that this thing is cunning, baffling, and powerful, that it tricked me into believing that I was okay.
Yeah.
Right. And it fucking cornered me and put me in a place of isolation and fear. And it happened in sobriety while sober. I picked up my insanity and went back into the dark caverns of alcoholism without a drink. So, there is relief in the process, you know, and, I want to start putting stipulations on how far I go with God. And like, you know,
Right.
I want to be like, well, I don't want to be this God guy. You know, I don't want to go from an atheist to this extreme God fucking, you know, person. But here's the thing. I have to tell myself, Willie, shut the fuck up and get guided.
Doesn't matter what you want.
Right. What you want took you to the gates of insanity in sobriety. Right. And I've heard about people doing that.
Yeah.
I never connected it. You know, I've heard about people being insane at 10 years sober, 20 years sober. And I didn't connect it. I couldn't personalize it until I went through it. Right. And today I'm willing to do, like, if I got to close the doors on my business, if I have to, you know, find a different career path, if I have to do the steps again, which is what I'm doing. And it's been really revealing. It's been great. You know, like I said, you know, I finished my resentment inventory in the 4th step after taking an honest third step with my sponsor. I'm getting ready to move into the fear inventory, and that's where I'm at. Yeah. I'm in a massive amount of fear. You know, I'm an alcoholic and fun, you know, I'm a fuck up. And my self-doubt, my selfishness, my self-centeredness has creeped back into the point of like detrimental behavior. Right. And I can look back now and I can see all the places that I have acted out alcoholically in sobriety. And again, you know, I'm alcoholic and I could not manage my own life. B, that probably no human power could relieve my alcoholism. And C, God could and would if he were sought. And going back to the basics of the book, of the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, and going back to the basics of the principles, you know, one of the things that it says is that God doesn't make too difficult of a time for those who seek him.